Alright, Bobby, say something so I can test and make sure you're actually going to be heard.
I am a homosexual.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes, that is perfect.
Oh, we already. Oh, it's me watching. Rip.
Maybe we didn't tag anybody yet.
What's really good, Young Money, is not editing quarterback heights. What did I do
But
with my
what is good is
mouse?
editing real life player heights to their actual heights.
Yeah, I'm not editing anything else. I do too much regression fixes. I'll hard pass. Ugh. I'll give him like 2 minutes. See if anybody wants to join it.
I
Hitler and the
like it,
school
Turtle.
shooter.
So which one am I?
Oh shit, I thought someone was walking around like above me. It was just my fucking cat.
You thought somebody was walking above you?
Oh, I just thought I heard something walking, but it was just my cat. And she sees the big ass box I brought home. I got a 6 foot box that I'm gonna put a pair of shoes in for Christmas.
Why?
Cause I wanna fuck with someone.
Uh,
Cause my girlfriend really wanted these Nike Air Maxes. And I was like, alright, and then cat, could you knock it the fuck off? Anyways, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll get him for it. And I found a good deal on him, so I was like, eh, why not? So I got the shoes. So I'm gonna put something else in the shoebox to piss her off. And then I'm actually gonna, she's gonna be like, oh my god, this is gonna be huge. And it's just a box of shoes. Yo, chill, cat. Jesus, she's trying to like play with the goddamn wrapping paper. Man. But I like the ring of that though, Bobby. Hitler and the school shooter.
yeah, I think that would be a good title of a essay or
We need to
something.
be no, we need to be like a new band or something.
That
Hitler and the
would be a
school
good band.
shooters.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like that wouldn't do really well in Alabama.
Yeah. Well, if instead of school shooter you put racist or cousin fuckers.
Or you just have it all, you know?
That's true.
Hitler, the cousin fuckers, the school shooters. You know,
And the
they would need
racists.
an acronym. And the school shooter it does have SS, so
There
it
you
works
go.
out perfectly. And here we are. Very appropriate things for a Madden League podcast.
I'm glad to know that Fortnite's update is installed, even though I never play it.
See, I deleted it because it's a garbage game for garbage people.
I kept it just in case.
See, once I got Blackout for COD 4, I was like, yeah, I will uninstall Fortnite. I'll never play that again.
I want to get COD 4. I also
And
want to
that's
get
pretty good
Rainbow
if you get
Six
it in base
Siege.
like $40. You never had that?
No. A bunch of my friends have it, though.
I had it, and I don't know what happened to it.
I only digitally download, so.
Oh yeah, that's why. I had it digitally downloaded on the Xbox, and then I traded in my Xbox.
Rip.
That's what happened. RIP Xbox.
I'm gonna respond to this Snapchat and then we'll go get her done.
Okay, just don't open the one that I sent you, because I didn't mean to send it to you. But if you like it, I didn't mean to send it to you.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Okay, then yes, I meant to send it to you.
All right, I guess we'll get this shindig started after 5 minutes. We got 5 people watching, so we Gucci. And if you hear random papers shuffling in the background, that is my cat digging through wrapping paper. So, anyways, let's get this show on the Hindig. I guess I don't even fucking know how many podcasts I've done. Too many. I should be spending my time studying, but why would I do that? Who studies?
Nobody. Unless you're Mill Daddy, because you're a fucking loser.
Mill Daddy. We got Bobbert joining us here tonight.
Hola.
And then we got my cat joining us as well, so Wheezy will love that if he ever listens to these. The first person to tag Wonka in main chat and what I want to say. Tell him he sucks at life. We'll get a dev bump. Turtle's already on that shit.
I like it.
There we go. So I guess let's get into free agency winners and losers right away. Let's get into it. I think we'll do like 3 of each, if we can think of 3 of each.
Well, yeah, I have 2 big losers in mind.
Yeah, I know
Two
we talked
big
about it last night and
losers.
we disagreed on
Yeah.
one of them.
I think that'll be a good topic to discuss.
You want to save that one for the end?
Yeah, we'll save that one for the end, because I think the butting heads will be good.
All right, give me your top loser.
So my top loser was Mad. It was, but then we decided to push the podcast back to tonight. So now my biggest loser is Wheezy, because
Wheezy.
he has lost a lot of players. You know, maybe not the biggest players to lose, Alan Hearns, Lamar Miller, DRC, you know, whatever. But that's a team that really needs to get up in the AFC South. That's a tough division. You have play in there defending Super Bowl champion. So you need to get something to improve your team. And he goes out and he whiffs on all of the guys he tries to sign, and his only signing thus far is the Cowboy legend Rico Gathers. So Wheezy's definitely a loser, and he did not help his chances in that division.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Wheezy there. That's a rough offseason start for him.
Yeah.
And then specifically speaking for Mad, it's not. I mean, he had good trades, and he moves up to pick 6. He acquires my free safety for your second that you traded him for Coleman. So he's improved his team via trades, but as of now, he lost out on all the guys he was really going after. You know, he lost.
Yeah, I
out
think he
of
definitely won both of
Ndamukong
those trades.
Suh. He lost Swearinger. There was another guy he was going after that he lost. I think another.
I know he was going for
loser-
Mark Barron.
Yeah, I don't even think. Did he even get Mark Barron?
No, I think Nick did, I want to say.
Yeah, Nick did. So yeah, Mark Barron didn't even get Barron either. Who did you have another loser? Or is it the one we're saving?
No, that's gonna be the one we're saving.
All right.
Wait, no, I
think-
do have another loser. I do have another
Alright.
loser. I lied. My next loser is Schley. He
Yeah.
lost Orlando Scandrick, Josh Doxson, Chris Thompson, DJ Swearinger.
Yeah.
Those are some relatively big names, and the only person he got was Micah Upati, a depth offensive lineman.
Right.
So I feel like when you have a stacked division like the NFC East, and then you have other factors like Mad, you're going to have to improve your team constantly. Even if you're at the top, you have to improve, otherwise you're going to fall. So given he didn't improve that roster much, and he hasn't made any trades, I think he's definitely lost out in the offseason so far.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have a big draft, he's gonna lose his hold on the NFC East.
Damn, that's a bold statement. I think Dallas is a slight loser for extremely overpaying. I mean, granted it's a 1 year deal, but Rob Gronkowski, I don't understand why any. I mean, his name, yeah, you hear oh Gronk, big tight end, 79 catching. I was not a fan of anyone who went after him. Same with the guy who gave, you know, you got just I guess bad contracts, not losers, but Malcolm Jenkins with his 83 speed, a two
Yep.
year deal, or DJ Swearinger who's got an 83 speed, a 4 year deal.
Swearinger, I think, is 85.
Nah, he's slower than that. I'll
No,
look right now.
no, because I was looking at him, but then I was like, he's not gonna play free safety. But on Emmett, I do agree that he did improve his team with the players he signed, but the roster management in terms of the contracts was poor. He gave Jesse James 4 years, $26 million. Malik Collins, let me see what he got. Um,
Oh, Swearinger does
Malik
have
Collins
85
got
speed. That's
four
not as
years,
bad.
14.5. So I
Yeah.
think those two contracts are kind of bite him in the ass because that's a third tight end right there. You have Hunter Henry already, you have Rob Gronkowski, and then you have Jesse James. They all need to get on the field. So then how are you going to manage three tight ends getting on the field when you also have what are the wide receivers? Brandon
Brandon
Cooks, Michael
Cooks,
Gallup, DJ
DJ
Chark.
Chark. Yeah. Plus
So
Zeke.
it's going to be hard for him to manage all that talent, and then especially Ezekiel Elliott, Jay Ajayi. I think he's going to have the offensive talent, but just who exactly is going to get on the field and when
Oh,
is
there's
going to
going to be
be a
guys who go
tricky
wasted.
situation. Yeah, definitely.
And you look at not George Kittle. What the hell is his name? Jesse James. I signed him last year to a nice big fat deal, and I cut him after a year because I'm like, all right, he's not athletic really in terms of moving around, not a good blocker. He's okay at catching and stuff, but he's not good after the catch. So I was like, all right, I'll just take my losses.
Yeah, I don't like this contract at all. I mean, as a fellow member of the NFC East, I'm very happy. It was actually 4 years, 15 mil. Correction, I don't know what my eyes were seeing, but it's still a bad contract. You don't give 3, 4 mil to a third tight end. You can easily draft one in
No.
the fifth, sixth round and get the same effectivity.
Well, just look, Darren Waller went 2 years for not even 5 million. That would have been a better pickup. Same with a guy like
Exactly.
David Morgan, 3 years, 8 million.
Yeah, I think
So
he kind of missed out on those. He kind of had not the best of priorities. He probably could have went after a guy like Tahir Whitehead, Devondre Campbell. The money would have been better invested in other positions, especially when you're treating Andre Howe. You may have to reinvest in that
right,
in the depth in the secondary.
right. So after talking people who sucked in free agency, let's talk about your winners. I have two of them, and I'll save that one where we can kind of talk about that one and see what people think about it.
So one of my winners is Nick.
Yeah.
You get DJ Swearinger, Drew Brees, Des Bryant, Jerry Hughes is actually pretty solid, as Play was saying before in the chat. Mark Barron, Darren Waller. I think that was a pretty good haul in the offseason. I think he fell off from the Super Bowl run, and I think that that's really going to help solidify him in the AFC East. And I feel like with that, he's going to win the AFC East. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, he's won it 2 straight years, so I don't think it's a far fetched reach, especially when he upgraded his court. Drew Brees does not look right in a Patriots uniform. I'm just saying
No,
that right now. Holy balls. At least he's number
no.
9. I'll take that. Jerry Hughes, that's a solid, low key pickup. I'm not a fan of the contract he got.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what Jerry Hughes wanted. And I mean, if he's going to get on the field, if he's going to be effective, I think he's going to be a good addition. Because with the 88 block shedding, you're going to have to be stopping the run when you're in the AFC playoffs. You're going to have those big running backs. You're going to have to
Damn, is that
stop
what he's
Derrick
got?
Henry. Yeah, 88 block shedding, 82 finesse moves. That's a solid pickup.
You know what's crazy is in my Bills rebuild league, he broke the sack record 4 straight years. Simming.
Jeez.
He's just one of those guys who I guess plays really well in Madden.
Cliff
Yeah, you
Averill.
Trey Flower, yeah, like Cliff Averill, literally. So,
You know what's funny?
one of
Manny
my
said that he
winners.
was going to
Oh,
I have another loser now.
oh, you have
Manny
another
comes in the
loser.
chat saying, yeah, I just realized.
Yeah, he missed the
Manny came in
whole
the chat
first
saying,
day.
yeah, he said I'm gonna sign everybody. He signed nobody. I saw he
Yeah,
had
he was
bids on
gone.
people.
He was gone. So
Yeah,
he didn't
so
get
that's a
back
big
until
loser.
today. Yeah, that's absolutely well. But you can't really lose
Huge
more than
loser.
he already has. So
Yeah,
sorry,
I
Manny.
mean, he beat me, so I just want to trash on him a little bit.
I got a winner here. I got obviously the Tennessee Titans are a big winner for me.
Yep.
You get Reuben Foster from me, which I got a decent enough value where I think it was good on both ends. But you look at him, it's Reuben Foster is the tied for the highest rated player on his team already. So you get Reuben Foster, you go ahead and you trade for, or not trade for, you sign Eric Ebron, who's one of the more cheesy fast players in the draft or in the league, and you sign a guy like Carlos Dunlap, who he loved to use in Cincinnati when he was the Bengals back in the day, who's a solid edge rusher. 80 speed, 81 block shed, 80 finesse move, 77 strength. So he's just an all-around solid pass rusher.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a winner in those senses. And then you factor in his main competition in the division didn't do anything. So I feel like
Yeah,
Wheezy being a loser kind of adds to Playa being a
sure,
winner.
absolutely.
I don't know why the league let him get Ebron.
How in the world does Dion Lewis have a 91 freaking rating?
I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
But Playa in my book is a loser. He lost Cliff Averill, the GOAT.
That
So
that
number
hurts.
one loser.
I got another winner here. I have the Carolina Panthers. Not
Really?
only did they move up to get their trade down to acquire picks and get their corners, but here's their offseason, okay? So they're in prime position to get a quarterback in the draft. Anything's going to be better than Ryan Finley, which he had. So he goes out and signed Chris Thompson, who is a copycat of Christian McCaffrey, but not as good. So now when McCaffrey gets hurt or needs a break, his offense is going to keep the exact same style going. He also then went and added Emmanuel Sanders, where not a great player, but if Emmanuel Sanders, who still has above 90 agility and acceleration and 88 speed, if he's your third slot receiver, that's a pretty damn good core. Still with, Funchess and DJ Moore. Brought back Greg Olson, which is nice, but then he went and addressed his pass rush, which was, the one big need he said he had. He signed Melvin Ingram, 92 finesse move, 85 block shed, 83 power move. Going to be easily his best defensive lineman now. And then his other big area of need was corner. Traded for Ken Crawley to move down in the draft. Signed Joe Hayden. Already has Greedy Williams. So I just like the moves they made. Now their roster's starting to fill out a little more. And then when they add their quarterback, and they picked up a future second. So Panthers got a little bit better in the offseason.
I think his team definitely got better. He definitely improved his chances at competing in that division, although I think it is still Mad's division. The
It
one thing
improved
that
his
I
chances to
noted,
win more than 2 games.
oh yeah, totally. But the one thing I didn't like is the Melvin Ingram signing. I think Melvin Ingram's a great player, but when you're a team that's not going to compete right now and you give a 31-year-old 3 years, $53 million, I think that's going to be buyer's remorse down the line. I think this was a classic example of, hey, this guy was in my division, he shitted on me, so now he's going to do the same thing for me. And I don't see that happening. I think Melvin Ingram's probably going to be one of the bigger free agency regrets come season 3, season 4.
That's an interesting one. I'm going to put that in my phone and we'll check back. I'm going to do it right now. So I'm
But he
interested to
definitely did
see.
improve his team. I'll give him that.
Calendar takes us about 50 days, 55 days to complete a season. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. So we'll go ahead. January 30th. at 2 p.m. Okay. Bobby said Melvin Ingram would be one of the biggest free agency regrets.
Now you want to discuss our confliction?
There we
If
go.
that's a
Now
word.
I got it. I want to come back to it because, hey, if you're right, good. You guessed it right, props for you. But if you're not, well, then we can. If it was meh, it was, wasn't good, wasn't bad, it was fine, well, then we'll know. So now we'll
Yeah, you
get
can always
into
hate me.
our debate one. I'll start it off here, who I think a winner was, but you think was a loser. So, let me just get to his team. Stop doing this at midnight. Bruh, I work until 11:30 Central. So, sorry, man. Once holiday hours go back to normal, or holiday hours stop, then I'll be good. Okay, so I think a winner is the Miami Dolphins. Main reasons being you go ahead and you add quarterback Jameis Winston, who, regardless of who's on your team, he's an upgrade over what the hell you had. You go ahead and sign Matt Breida, who's a solid running back who did okay for me. Did a good job against Bobby in the playoffs, if he remembers. You
I
go
don't
ahead and
remember.
sign Demaryius Thomas, who's going to be your second or third best wide receiver, to give a nice receiving core. You go ahead and you sign, where is he? Gerald McCoy to a 2-year contract to go with Mario Edwards, Charles Harris, and then who's your other end? Taco Charlton, so good D-line. And then you go ahead and bring in a guy like Aqib Talib on a 1-year contract to go ahead and, shore up your secondary, which was missing one DB. And you still have Minkah Fitzpatrick. So overall, they're not great long-term moves, but they're moves that are going to get them back to probably 8-8, 9-7, which could potentially compete for that division, especially on a third place schedule in the AFC.
See, in my opinion, I don't like the moves because he's not going to compete. Nick got a lot better. Key is always going to be in the mix. So I think Vapo's kind of going to be in limbo in third in the AFC East. First off, you give Jakeem Grant $17.6 million over 3 years. When all he did for you last year was 276 yards. He has not topped 300 yards for Vapo in the past 2 years. So I don't know why he would pay him that much. I get it, he's fast, but come on. Second, he just gave out a lot of money. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you need to spend the money. Spend it smartly. Get the Sterling Shepard of free agency. Get the guys that will progress, that will actually help you down the line. He's not going to be a playoff team this year. So why are you signing guys like Demaryius Thomas, Aqib Talib? Why are you getting those guys when you're not going to compete? I do like the signing of Jameis Winston. I think that's an upgrade of Cardell Jones, a plus for getting a real quarterback, kind of. But then again, nobody was going after these quarterbacks. If you look at the quarterbacks, nobody really gave any of them a lot of money. And then he's out here giving Jameis Winston $20 million, offering him 104 points when nobody else had a bid on him. You need to spend smartly, not just spend everything. So I feel like he drastically improved his team for right now, but I feel like he didn't improve his team even 2 years into the future, which is going to be a problem when he could have had some young players like, Sterling Shepard. I don't know. Maybe a guy like, let me see.
There weren't a ton of young, good talents in the
No, there
league.
weren't. Maybe get like a guy like Devondre Campbell, Sterling Shepard, Demarius Randall. Like you could have gotten guys that will help you not only now, but like in 2 years, 3 years,
Well, his
and you can
linebacker core is
develop them a
already
little bit.
pretty set for him, so it's not like he had a huge linebacker need.
But then he signed Randy Gregory.
Yeah, but Randy Gregory's not a bad depth guy. I mean, you don't need him, especially you're mainly only playing two linebackers anyways, and you have Vic Beasley and Raekwon McMillan.
But then you're giving Randy Gregory over $3 million to sit the bench.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he
So
can
I feel
still
I feel
play
like
in a
he
base
overpaid on a lot of
defense.
these contracts. He just kind of spent money without spending smartly. I don't feel like he really thought about the future too much. He didn't sign any of the younger guys. I don't see him taking a flyer on any of those younger guys that he may see potential in. He kind of just signed who he views can help him right now, and I don't think that's going to pay dividends come the season.
We shall see. A lot of them aren't major. The only like big contract was Jameis, but like McCoy's a 1 year, Gregory's a 2 year. So it's not like they gave out multiple multi-year long ass deals. So
Why do you give Demarius Thomas a 3-year deal?
was it a three for Demarius?
It was a 3 for Demarius. 3
Jesus
years,
Christ.
29.5 mil.
Well, after
He
the
had
second
money,
year,
and
you
boy
can
did he
cut
spend
him
it.
and get him. I mean, you can cut him after two, save your losses. But yeah, it's
See,
probably
why
not
get
the
Demarius
best.
Thomas when you can get Sterling Shepard for cheaper? I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
get
get
that. I
that
think that was
either.
a very bad move. Or Alan Hearns, maybe. Keelan Cole. Get somebody that's going to contribute to you not only now, but later. Somebody who is not going to put you in cap hell. Somebody who's not going to regress. Because that's a team that can't afford regression.
I'm not sure
Because
why people
Vapo is
didn't
not
go
the best
after
user.
Sterling Shepard. Looking at him,
Yeah, I don't know.
26-year-old. Why? Like I thought about it for a minute, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get in a bidding war for another receiver when I can go ahead and get someone for a little bit less. But just
Yet Marvin
wow.
Jones gets $16 million.
So I'm kind of flipping through these, and I think a contract. You look at Josh Doxson. Boy, did he get paid. 3 years, 35 million, 125 point bid, but it got jumped to 126 after the advance. Just like man,
I like Josh Doxson. I think that he has the talent. That's a guy who can progress a little bit, who can like bring that burst to an offense. He's not going to regress right away. I think that that'll be a good fit with Aaron Rodgers. I do think he got overpaid. I don't know if anybody else was bidding on him, but I don't think I would have touched the $10 million mark for a 79 overall.
well, right. That's the thing is that's a wee bit overpaid.
Oh yeah, definitely overpaid. See, when you're gonna overpay for guys, it's okay when it's on a 1-year deal. Like
Yeah,
Deshaun Jackson at this point is not worth $7 million, but if it's on a 1-year deal and you have the money, why not?
right.
So like I can't really complain about the 1-year deals because that's what the good teams do. They sign those 1-year guys who can rather be good depth or just step in for a year, do something, and that's why I don't like Vapo's strategy in free agency because he's not going to be a playoff team, and if he is, he's going to be a fringe playoff guy. So why are
Yeah.
you getting these 1-year deals? I feel like those 1-year deals are more so the guys are for the guys who know that they're going to make a playoff push or do something more, and they can afford to do that. I
You
can't
know,
talk
here's
tonight.
a
Wow.
here's a team speaking on kind of interesting free agency decisions. How about the Rams? You know, whatever cap space they had, they spent it on a left end and a D tackle. You know, you could have just kept Sue for, Sue was signed for 13.4 million and you signed Mike Daniels for 12. So I mean, you lose a little bit there to cut 1.5 million in cap space and
See,
then
the reunion in
well, and
there
then
is I
just
had both of those
Olivier
guys last year in
Vernon, you
Denver.
dropped 20 million on in 2 years. So, it's just one of those things where you had other needs, and you go ahead and you spend it on D line, which is already, arguably the strongest position group on your team. And then you miss out on a guy like Devondre Campbell to the Minnesota Vikings, and you don't even go ahead and put in, there's good wide receiver options out there for him, which, is a pretty big need, or a guy like Eric Ebron, Delaney Walker, those are needs for him. Or he didn't even attempt to make a bid on DeMar Dotson when that's a huge need for him, or any of these
Oh
linemen.
yeah.
So I think he just kind of spent his money, and he was trying to get Justin Houston, and you're trying to add, taking too much from the cookie jar. I feel like a little bit, that money, like you said with what's his nuts, Vapo just could have been spent, you know, like in other places.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that there were some solid offensive linemen on here for a year or two, and that could have been what Wonka wanted to do for to make a push. He didn't have to get the Olivier Vernons. He didn't have to get the Mike Daniels. He went with Daniels over Sue because maybe number one, Mike Daniels is 2 years younger, so maybe there's potential for a reunion after this year. But also, I guess Sue got hurt too much for him, so he said no. But I don't think that Mike Daniels is really good as a defensive tackle. I feel like he'd be better fitted as a 3-4 defensive
Yeah.
end because he's a defensive tackle, but he's not very good at
Solo Bobby can't delete your
powering through
posts. He's
guys.
not an admin.
Yes, I can.
But yeah, I mean, you just look at the first off. Let's go ahead and laugh at how he can't make the playoffs with the frickin' Rams roster. That's got to
Oh
be
yeah,
like
it's horrible.
hilarious. But yeah, now his offensive line's just in shambles. 71 overall left tackle, 77 left guard, 75 center, 72 right guard. So he's pretty damn. He's gonna be in pretty damn bad shape. But you already have Coney Ely locked up at left end. You go ahead and you pay Olivier Vernon, and then at D tackle, you already had a Michael Brockers and a superstar defensive tackle or a star dev tackling Greg Gaines, and you go ahead and get Mike Daniels. Just a little silly.
Oh yeah, that is questionable.
You know.
Yeah, totally. I think that he could have definitely upgraded there.
He
Maybe
needed
even go
corners.
out.
He needed
Yeah,
corners, and he didn't even go after
corners. Yeah, definitely question. He doesn't even have a backup quarterback.
it. And I went
So
and
I
got
think that
CJ
offense is gonna
Beathard
get
for
killed.
nothing. And everyone's gonna go ahead and see me cut Mark Sanchez as well right now.
Oh, no.
Sanchez. I re-brought back what's his cock. CJ Beathard. No, Bobby's talking about the Rams. We already talked about you, Nick. You must be late to the party. We already talked about Drew Brees and how he... Look at this. Look at how Drew Brees looks in a Patriots uniform. That is sickening. Wait, can we change Mill Daddy to MILF Daddy?
Yes,
Yeah, we're going to have to.
I'm on it, Chief.
Bruh, what do you mean you mistook Bobby for Wonka? The stream literally says featuring Bobby. Come on, man.
Rip.
Alright, I guess we'll get into these questions here. Where are they at? Social media. Most improved team. I guess we kind of covered that. I mean, would you have a most improved team?
I'd say both the Panthers and the Dolphins in terms of a short-term outlook.
Yeah.
But I'd
I
say
think,
a team
Panthers
that has
improved a
boosted
ton.
their a team that's boosted their playoff push, that will realistically have competition is probably the Patriots.
Yeah. I think New England improved the most in terms of guys they got. One thing I guess winning the offseason, I didn't have a great free agency, but now I have 2 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. I think I'm in a pretty big... I control the first 2 rounds of the draft, basically. So, be making some moves, potentially.
Yeah, you'll just draft some more busts.
No, I never draft a bust. That's Wonka. Don't worry. Who has the best free agency pickups thus far? And then the worst. I still think one of the worst pickups is Gronk. I still don't. I will not get behind that. Nick, I'm sorry, but I hate you for killing him. You could have just used 1 regression fix on him, man. Just 1. Like, that would have been cool. Letting him get to a 79 catching is... Melvin Ingram?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Melvin Ingram's horrible. That contract and the fit, I don't like it.
I think a bad contract as well is Devondre Campbell. 4 years, $51 million for an 83 overall linebacker. That is pretty damn rough. And then DJ Swearinger, 4 years, $35 million for a slower, older safety. Especially Nick's a cover 2 kind of guy.
I don't know. I do like Swearinger. I think that, use the regression fixes on him and, he'll be fine for a couple of years and he could probably play that sub linebacker spot adequately if need be. I think that's a good guy to drop down. He's a basically a traditional box safety,
Yeah.
and I think that'll help.
And so, I guess, most intriguing move.
Hmm.
I think the most intriguing move could be. Hmm. I gotta look through these. There aren't a ton of like intriguing moves. Um, I could say Justin Houston to the Giants could be a move that wonders if that could push the Giants pass rush, to the next level, especially already having a good secondary, getting to him, or a guy like Delaney Walker, who I think was much better than Gronk, going to the Broncos, giving him another solid option.
One move that's intriguing to me is Kirk Cousins to the Raiders. In
Yeah, I was
Madden,
thinking
at
that
least,
too.
I don't think that you really sign backups for about $9 million. So I want to see how that plays out. I know that Derek Carr is not that great of a Madden quarterback, so I'm kind of curious as to how Kirk Cousins gets on the field in Oakland.
How about the Red Rifle going back to Cincinnati on a hometown deal to be the backup? Or Case
Well, that's
Keenum
the
going
same
back
thing
to
that Marvin
Denver.
Lewis did.
Tyrod going to Dallas for $12 million to be a backup. That's an intriguing move. Um, who's going number one overall? Fuck, it's a quarterback. I
Who
haven't
has the number
scouted the
one
quarterback.
pick?
The Saints traded up for it.
Oh yeah, they're going to go quarterback, and I don't know the quarterbacks either. It's going to be a quarterback.
Surprising trades. Um, I'd have to say probably a lot of people didn't see the mine and Playas trade coming, or the Bucks Chargers big trade.
Yeah, I
I'd
agree
say
there. I think
those are
that
probably the two most
those are
surprising
tough.
moves.
I think the surprising moves is one surprising overall aspect is Turtle moving out of six. You're in the NFC North, so I kind of like that. You get the talent. He improved that defense a lot. With the player acquisitions. But now that you're picking so late, it's kind of harder because I feel like you need to get the top talent, and I don't know what he's gonna do at 31 to improve that. Probably on the offense. I feel like he may lose out on one of the offensive linemen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he did pick up some picks, which is nice. Those are always, I guess, good to acquire. Um, Question here: who's in position to have the best draft? I think I probably am with all those picks. They're all kind of bunched together, more so than others. Pick 24, 32, and then 47, 56, 64. But I'm in talks to move on up in the draft. But it's, you know, I think I'm in a good position to go ahead and move up. I also think the
The
Jaguars
Raiders are in
with
good
two
position.
seconds, the Raiders with two first round picks of their own, I believe, 8 and
Yeah, 8 and
14,
14.
and then the Ravens have 3 second round picks, so that's a solid draft there. The Saints have pick 1 and 13, so that's another good one. Seahawks have a couple seconds. Steelers have two firsts and 2 seconds. How many picks does Rounder have? How far? Oh, he has 2 seconds and 2/3. Okay, the draft is literally going to take forever. Son of a bitch. And it's late round, guys, so he's taking even longer. Why? Um, who else has a lot of picks? Chargers, they have pick 3 and pick 29 with 2 seconds and 2/4. Cowboys finally got more picks after going draftless. Now they have a 2, a 4, a 5, and 2 sevens. But next year they only have a 1, 2 seconds, and then a sixth. Dolphins have a 1, 6, 7. Where are the Panthers? I think I skipped them. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 4, a 5, a 6, 6. Oh, never mind. They didn't gain. Oh, that's right. They gained a second next year, though. And Ken Crawley. Um, Will Wonka win the division? Hell no.
No.
No. It's not even a question. There are three things in life: death, taxes, and Wonka will never win the NFC West. He couldn't even beat Mark for division, and this is Mark's. This is literally what Mark's roster is. I'm gonna show everyone how shit this roster is. The dude has 4 people over an 85 overall, all of which are 28 or older. And then this guy with this roster here who has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys over an 85 overall. Couldn't even beat him. So, no. He's not coming for the division ever. Will the NFC North get a 10-plus division leader finally? No.
Never.
No.
That division is cursed.
You have to play the NFC East. Like, just think, if you're the top team, you're going to have to face me, Schley, and then Matt. That's 3 tough games right there. Then you have to play either the NFC, you have to play either the rest of the NFC West or East. That's a spank job right there. It's just, schedules are too tough. How awesome was the Super Bowl? I tried to watch it when I was closing down shop at work, but fuckers kept coming in the cash office, so I had to pause it or turn it down. Couldn't focus, so I didn't get to watch a ton of it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even that close of a game. It wasn't it like 31-19?
It was for a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't until like
You got the
halftime,
hand
the
around
third
the end.
quarter.
Yeah, it got out of hand a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, I only saw until about halftime. Projections of who will turn it around next year / new people entering the playoffs. Well, we only had one new guy make the playoffs, and that was you for Shokan. So, I don't even know if there's going to be anyone. You know, looking at the standings in the AFC, Play is staying. Wheezy's going to stay. Young Money's going to stay. Nick, I'd assume, is going to stay, getting better. And that comes down to Browns-Bengals. You know, the only thing I can see is potentially Ravens getting in that mix. So, I guess maybe Ravens could, you know, pass one of them up. Maybe Kia fighting as well. So Ravens, Jets are the only 2 in the AFC I can see making a push. And then in the NFC, Schley's still going to make it. Mad's still going to make it. I will. Emmett will. So, and there's a good chance Shokan will now. So the only one that might change is the NFC North. So I don't think we're probably going to see many changes in the playoffs this year.
Schley's finishing last.
Schley's finishing 15-1 to last place in the division.
It has to happen.
Bold statement.
It has to happen.
That is a bold
I've said it many times.
Young Money asked, how did we like his off season? I honestly don't like it. I don't really like it. Yeah, you're going to get a top pick. But you trade away Keenan Allen for a guy and then trade for a guy and give up really valuable depth for a guy who is literally Keenan Allen. You know, you give up Forrest Lamb, so your offensive line took a major hit. Like, you literally, your offensive line is trash. 70. Lyle Collins is your best player at a 78 overall. So 70, 78, 75, 68, 71. Your O-line is garbage now. It's dog shit. You lost Melvin Ingram and Gerald McCoy, so your D-line got significantly worse. Your linebacking core is still below average. And you traded away Trevor Williams, who was a great third corner, so you have no more corner depth, and Jason Verrett is an injury-prone sack of crap. What's his injury, like 4? 82. I mean, you still have a solid guy. You still have solid safeties, but I don't like your offseason so far. You have 2 first-round picks, which, good, but you better hope to God you take a lineman at pick 3 and 29 because you damn sure that old line's going to get your ass spanked. So you might have to draft linemen with your first 3 picks. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't like it either because you basically give up 3 starters for one Mike Evans when you already had a Mike Evans and Keenan Allen.
Right. Well,
And
he didn't give
Mike
it up
Allen,
for Keenan Allen because he got the 3rd overall pick for Keenan Allen, so it's not like,
yeah, but
you know.
in a sense, you're kind of trading off one Keenan Allen for somebody who plays very similar.
Right.
So what was even the point? Mike Evans has normal development. He's RIP. I don't know what he really adds to that offense that Mike Williams didn't or Keenan Allen didn't. I would have not done that trade.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks basically got 3 starters for him.
Yeah, I think the Bucks definitely won that trade.
I agree 100%. 100%. So I was not a fan of your offseason. You lost way too many starters. And unless you turn that 3rd pick into like 35 first-round picks, I don't think it's worth it. But how about the Bucks, though? I didn't even think about them for a good offseason because they didn't have a ton of free agency moves. But they added Alvin Kamara late in the season, so they have a top running back. They add Trevor Williams. They go out and, yeah, they lose Mike Evans, but they still have a solid receiving core with getting Mike Williams. And then you get Forrest Lamp, who's a young guard with quick development. He's got 91 strength, mid-80s blockings, so, I mean, she's...
Yeah, anytime you can get 3 starters in an offseason, that's very good.
Yeah.
The problem is he doesn't have a first-round pick.
He does not. But he basically used his on Alvin Kamara, essentially, is what he did. So
Yeah,
that's a
that can be
solid
acceptable,
first-round
but
pick.
he's really gonna, in my opinion, he's really gonna have to hit on rather a receiver in the 2nd round or probably an offensive lineman.
I don't think he needs to hit on receiver. He's got Chris Godwin, 82 overall, Mike Williams, 80, Adam Humphries,
Oh, I forgot about
79, and then he's
Metcalf.
got DK Metcalf at a 77, who's only 22.
Yeah,
Plus
I
he's got
didn't
his
even see
2 tight
Metcalf.
ends. He's got a good
He's gonna have
running
to go
back.
tackle or pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean, his O-line's... I mean, Donovan Smith is kind of bad. And he meant to tag, what's-his-name, Dotson. So, tackle's going to have to be one,
RIP.
and then looking to replace JPP. But it's not too bad. I mean, Bucks didn't have a bad off, and they addressed their biggest need in corner by getting Trevor Williams. So, Young Money, your draft was trash. Or your offseason was trashed, man. Sorry.
How about you talk about my offseason? I think I had a great offseason so far.
Hey, you had a few solid moves. Getting what's-his-nuts. You got Telvin Coleman. You got Jimmy Smith that you moved to safety. So, not a bad offseason.
Are you forgetting about the almighty Tremon Smith? That I couldn't let Shokin get him.
Who?
So I was like, Tremon Smith, this cornerback. Oh, I'm gonna change his number right now. They gave him number 20.
Who the fuck is he? Never heard of him.
My cornerback.
Yeah, who is he?
He is a cornerback.
Well, what's his overall?
70.
70? Nah.
Yep.
Yeah, like I
Go look
said,
at
who
him.
is he?
93 speed, I think 77 zone. Yes, 93 speed, 77 zone, 79 catching, 75 man. Just need to get that play rack up. He has aggressive play ball and high motor. He'll be a solid dime. He kind of looks like Jalen Ramsey in here.
Could be.
Well, I mean his face looks like Jalen Ramsey. I don't know why.
Huh. Anyways, we got 11 people watching, so if you have a question or want to hear us say something else, go ahead and do it. I really should have put in laundry before this, because now I'm going to have to be up an extra hour. Fucking Christ.
Or just wear dirty clothes.
No, I think I actually might have enough clothes to wear for tomorrow so I can do it after work tomorrow. Why does Mill Daddy get tagged so much? Because MILF Daddy's a great user.
Yeah. He made the NFC North great again.
We got a nice trade incoming here, Bobby, so...
Ooh. We can have me as an honorary vote.
We'll see if this changes a little bit for you for the Redskins.
Oh no. Oh
The
no.
Redskins have breaking... So we got breaking news here on the 4th and 1 podcast. The Washington Redskins have sent Jonathan Allen to the Cleveland Browns for... Jabril Peppers.
Oh god, fuck. Why are we supplying him with good users? I don't get it. R.I.P. Because he devved up Monte Nicholson enough to the point where he doesn't have to user him. So now he'll just user another fast safety. It's great, lovely, perfect.
Trying to look at something here. Because we might have another breaking trade.
Somebody trade with me, come on.
Could have had Pop-Tart had you not been a Jew.
You know what? You
Nick,
wanted
I
a
think
second.
I think you are absolutely trade raping the shit out of him. So I voted no on your trade, Nick. So it is currently at a standstill at 2-2. So I do not know how you finessed him to get a first out of that. So if it goes through, good for you. If it doesn't, yikes, I think he is getting absolutely trade raped.
I think we need to hear it on the podcast.
Oof. We got 10 people. Yeah, you know what? Here we go. We'll do a little fun here. We'll see what people think.
Yeah.
So the Vikings send their first round pick. Okay. The New England Patriots have sent quarterback Brian Lewerke. And I'm just showing it for everyone here first before I go to the next. Not fucking Drew Brees. Brian Lewerke. And
Is that it?
nope, one more. Left end, Zach Allen.
Wait, why does he have a quarterback wearing number 12?
Yeah, you know what? Your trade's already going to be... Nope. The fact
Wait,
that
you
you have a
said
quarterback
Byron
number
Cowart?
12,
He is... Oh no.
Brian Lewerke. The fact that he's wearing number 12, Nick, is going to deny the trade right there.
Zach Allen, man. Star.
He was a second round pick, Nick, not a first, actually.
I think that Proto was kind of binging on the development side here. But I don't know if it's worth like a mid first. You know. To each their own.
So we got one person who laughed at the trade. Turtle approved of it for turtle purposes. Nice.
Meaning you also think the Vikings are getting trade raped?
So when did I announce that we were doing the new like the few tweaks to the sliders? When was that last? More like
Yeah,
like
that
2
was
or
last
3
night because we were
a.m.?
talking about it like very
Yeah.
late at night.
Because Manny just sent me a DM at like midnight and said, "What does Heat Seeker do?" How did you not see that until now? Jesus.
I think we should talk about maybe how the draft is going to go, like in terms of after the draft for free agency, because that's always a topic of confusion.
It'll be the same as always, I'd assume, for this
So we're
year.
gonna so we're gonna bid on free agency on free agents
Yep.
and the 15-minute intervals and advances in preseason.
I don't know if it'll be 15.
10.
No, I don't even know if we'll stop and wait.
We should, training.
I know for sure we're gonna pause a day to go ahead and do like the bidding and signing and all that shit. And
Yeah,
then
so we can cut down to 53.
yeah, and then we'll have to wait a day to cut down to 53. So the draft is
So
Friday.
that'll
We'll
be the same
start the
thing.
draft like Sunday night, Monday like night time. Cuz yeah, we'll have until the bidding will be up. Saturday night bidding will be done. Sunday night cut days will be done, I think.
Well, would we not have the bidding coincide with cut days?
No, I guess that we have 32 teams. We don't have to worry about CPU signing, but we got to give time for people to bid and sign guys. So 12
Is
hours to
24
bid.
hours not enough?
Well, yeah, 24 hours is enough, but then we go ahead and advance to the off season that or the cut days that night, and then you get 24 hours to do your cut days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We advance to preseason week 4, the night of the draft,
No, we're not
and then
advancing
people
it there to the
bid.
night of the draft
Why not?
because you got to do your bids first.
You can do your bids after the fact. Why not?
We could. I'd be down. We'll have to see what people think.
I think that's a timely process, and also coinciding with cut days, it would kind of ramp up the bidding process, given there would be more lucrative free agents.
My only concern is guys cutting dudes last second and not having guys able to bid on them. You know,
Or then sign them.
we'll
The
see.
free
We'll
game.
figure something out there. It'll be one of those two. Apparently, the Titans Twitter account tweeted at some analyst who said that Derrick Henry's runs wasn't the best, one of the best ones in history, and they said "shut up, nerd" back to him. And I'm gonna
Nothing
watch
will
this
ever beat
Jalen
the Wendy
Ramsey
Twitter
flop.
account.
That's trending right now. Oh God, that was worse than an NBA player.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ, I
Jalen
hate
Ramsey is now a
Jalen
soccer
Ramsey
player.
so much.
Yeah, I liked him, and now lately I have not liked him. Like how he kind of handled the Josh Allen thing, I didn't like that. Like he just needs to shut up. Your team sucks. Shut the fuck up. Your quarterback is Cody Kessler. Please stop talking.
Jesus.
Well, Proto said for that trade he's trying to get out of Joseph's fat contract and Allen with Star he'll take for pick 22. Well, if you want to get out of Joseph's fat contract, cut him or trade him. I don't think you need a corresponding move for that. That's the NFC North.
Yeah, no,
No,
Nick.
stop.
Jalen Ramsey, now that they're losing, it's not. I mean, like, yeah, he's a hell of a good player, but you go to the AFC Championship game, you're a 10-point lead going into the fourth in New England. You're 15 minutes away from going to your team's like their what was it? Their just to be in their first Super Bowl. I don't think they went to one. Going to the Jags' first Super Bowl, beating Tom Brady in New England. You choke it away, and then you sit there in the offseason, you call out all these quarterbacks, all these players, all these things, talk about how you guys are the next best great thing, and then you guys win 5 games the next year. and you're gonna be all salty. No. Sorry, Wookie, for when you watch this. I like the Jags, and I was rooting for them hardcore as underdogs, but Jalen Ramsey makes me not like the Jaguars. What? There's a
I
trade in the
think
chat
Jalen
down
Ramsey is
here.
the reason
The
why some people
49
do like him.
and if you look at the ticker right now, 49ers have made a trade to pick up a first round pick from the Falcons in this year's draft. No, I didn't.
But
Man, I'm debating, do I go ahead and... No, I don't want to go into scouting to talk the draft. I can't. Because I
well,
don't want you guys
you've
to see
given me
my
so much
draft board.
scouting. I thank you. My draft board thanks you.
Yeah, that's some of the risks of doing it. I mean, I'm probably not going to do it more so next year. But I don't want to show it now that my board is all set and you can see the guys I'm going after and everything. Because there are guys that I literally spent 15 points on, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to be good. I don't need to waste another 15 points unlocking what I know is already going to be there.
Bust.
Nah.
No, what I will talk about though is Jeremiah Meyer. That's an interesting name. Jeremiah Meyer. You know, when you have an 8 combine grade, I don't care what your stats are. You know, you're gonna get drafted in the first round, and I think that whoever drafts them is gonna get a very good player. Raw but good.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if somebody eyes him and trades up.
That could be. Draft does have a dude named Fisher. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Another thing, where do you think Morris Jordan will be taken? The Heisman. He's
What
trash.
position is he?
Right outside linebacker.
He probably won't even go in the first 3 rounds.
Well, he is. I think his draft stock, his talent round is 4 late,
Jeez.
and then he's a mid-third projected. And he won Heisman.
Damn.
So he's gonna have star or superstar, but he's not gonna be very good. I'm gonna say he goes round 2, probably like mid round 2.
Damn, round 2?
Yeah, I think somebody's gonna be one of those dev freaks who's like, okay, I can develop this guy up. It doesn't matter. You know, he is 22. You know, he doesn't have the greatest athleticism, but somebody's gonna say, hey, that's a superstar dev. That's a star dev. That's a safer pick than, you know, taking a risk on somebody else.
Well, that's the
may
thing
have
too, is
normal
people
development.
don't realize that doesn't mean that anymore. You know?
You know, Heisman is a very key indicator of that development. He's
No, it's
definitely
not
going to have
anymore,
better than
though.
normal.
No, I've drafted Heismans that have had. I've drafted a few that are normal as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've done plenty of tests
Yikes.
just to see that because, you know, Madden said they're not always going to be whatever. You know, they're not going to always be this top talent or whatever, and it's true, they're not. Like, you're not guaranteed to get this elite prospect anymore, the superstar dev. So it's not a guaranteed high dev anymore. So that definitely kills his shot. But there will be someone who doesn't know that, even though it's been talked about numerous times, and someone will take him. And as Nick said, it'll most likely be Manny. So
Yeah, I can see that.
because Manny's the GOAT. Thank you, Dr. Turtle, for subscribing to the channel. Be sure to turn on post notifications and be a part of Notification Squad. Who isn't winning in the NFC West this year? That would be the Rams. The Rams will not be winning the NFC West. Turtle, do you play Fortnite on here or do you play on your PC?
Those are the real questions we have to ask.
Because I want to play a game, but I don't want to play Madden. PC, damn it. And I don't think there's enough people on to play 2K. I just want to
Go
play a
buy
video game.
Call of Duty.
I should buy Call of Duty. I get
I think
so
that would be a
bored of
worthy
playing
investment.
Madden at times. Like, it's unreal.
That's why I started playing Mutt Squads with my friends
Oh
because they now
shit,
have
is
the
Fortnite...
duos.
I didn't even know Fortnite was cross-platform. That's actually
Too.
pretty dope. If only Madden was cross-platform, well, the servers would be even more ass than they already are. But damn, I didn't even know that. That's pretty sweet. Now, why don't they do that shit with other games? That's what I don't get. Nick would know that answer, I'm sure.
Because I don't think other games give a shit.
That's true. They don't.
Because people aren't like clamoring to play Madden on PC because they want to just play it on PC. They play it because they want to get the code or whatever. Like they
Yeah,
don't really give a shit about playing with other players. But
right.
on Fortnite, everybody's a toddler, and they're like, "Oh, I want to play with my friends on Xbox.
Because
They
my
don't have the
brother, I've
PC."
heard my mom talk about, like, how two of his friends will come in his room and he'll be on his PlayStation playing his game and they'll be on their phones or whatever. And I'm like, gee, how's that even fun, all playing different Fortnite like games? But apparently since it's cross platform, they're all playing together. But I need a shooter game. Debating between Siege and Black Ops.
Get
So
both.
I don't want to waste all my money. That's not all my money. I have plenty of money.
Well, I don't
But
have Siege on here, so just get Black Ops. Oh, I just hit myself in the head with one of the clackers that I'm always talking about. Ah, shit.
if only people could have seen us on our epic collapse last night in 2K.
Oh god, that was horrible. Once my internet went out for those 5 minutes, it was lights
It
out
was
from
it was
there.
Dunyan rings. It was GG. Well, is there any other questions for people? So otherwise we can end this so we're not just sitting here stream talking about bullshit. Unless people like talking about bullshit.
I mean, we still have 10 people watching, I think.
Yeah, we do, which is crazy. How you like the Kenyon Drake signing? I don't like Kenyon Drake in general. I'm not a fan of him. So, who
No,
the hell
I'm fine
signed
with
him?
it. I think that's a pretty solid. No, Young Money signed him. I
Young
think
Money
he's
did.
gotten to the point where he's just asking about himself.
I'm
But
not a fan of
no,
Kenyon
I
Drake, but
like
he's
it.
a good number two, I'm sure.
I just don't think he's the perfect complement to Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
I think that he should have gotten a more complimentary back. Let me go see who was available. Um, you could have gotten like a Carlos Hyde. You could have gotten, maybe a Corey Clement. I think those would be better compliments and probably less expensive options. Because if you're signing a backup running back for $6 million and you don't have an offensive line, that's a problem. You can have all the running backs in the world, don't have an offensive line, and you're fucked.
Right. And I just won an
And
8-ball pool. Here we go.
you're gay. I think something that's surprising me is nobody has signed Justin Jackson after what he did for Blaya.
The 1 year wonder.
Yep.
There's an offer on him, though, isn't there?
No, there are no offers on him.
There was one. Damn. Someone
And it doesn't
withdrew
look
their
bad
bid.
either. 87, 87 juke, 79 spin, a quick dev.
Damn.
Because and nobody hopped on the Cliff Averill bandwagon either. He just signed with Proto for about 3.5 mil, which is a decent
Proto
signing, I
ended up
feel.
getting him. Damn. Well, now we know
I know
his career
Showtime
is
had a
not going
bit
to be
on.
anything because he went to an NFC North team.
Yeah, that's shit.
His
Like
career's
Turtle,
Dunyan
no matter
rings.
how much you improve your team, you're fucked still. You're a part of the NFC North. Your peak is like 9 wins.
It's
Yeah,
been
it's
cursed the
not gonna
last
happen.
2 years.
We need to send an actual good user there, like like Wonka. You know, maybe he can win that division.
I I don't think he could win that division. I
Yeah, I don't
honestly
know.
don't
I
think
don't
he
think he
could.
could either.
He'd be talking about how he's coming for the division, but it wouldn't be happening.
Ew, you gave Corey Clement over $5 million?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's a terrible signing.
He's going to be taking over for Jet McKinnon after the year.
Well, you're gonna cut him?
Yeah, I think his contract might be up, but right now he's going to be. Well, McKinnon will be like 8 or 9 million next year. I'm pretty sure in cap space. If I
Hot
cut him,
take, Corey Clement is not gonna average 4 yards a carry for you.
I don't know about that.
No, I loved him in Madden 18, and I remember when we were starting, you were like, "Hey, would you want to trade him?" And I was like, "No, I'm actually gonna use him." And yeah, I wound up trading him because he fucking sucked.
I just like him because he's got all of his ball carrying moves are really good except elusiveness. I look at him as he
That and he's
can he
slow.
can do anything. I don't 87 speed don't matter to me. Like I said, I played with the Patriots most of my years. Anything over an 85 speed is fast. I'm used to Danny Amendola and Jules, so. But sometimes McKinnon's too fast. Like the holes are there, but he hits the hole so fast at times that like he runs into a block shed or runs like
Yeah,
into a lineman.
that's something I do think that Madden improved upon. Because, like, when you watch a guy like Le'Veon Bell run with that kind of patience, it's kind of just great to watch. You know,
Yeah,
that's real football. That's what I like to see. And I feel like Madden kind of improved upon that. So a
yeah.
back like Corey Clement is easier to use now and more effective to use if you use them properly.
Right. So I plan to use him. He's a solid, even a power back. Like he's not like he can do everything pretty solid. Like he can even catch out of the backfield pretty well. So
So can Donnell Pumphrey.
yeah,
Somebody give me a fifth for him.
nah, I'm good. If you cut him, I'll go after him.
No, just give me a fifth. Come on.
Can we discuss Tom Brady's age? What is he? 41 in real life?
Oh, but he'll be back
In Madden or in real life?
in Madden.
I hope he comes out of retirement.
I wonder where he'll sign.
Oh, If he comes out of retirement, San Francisco, I'll cut Jimmy G. You
That
think
would
I'm
be
kidding?
horrible.
After this year, I'm pretty sure Jimmy G would like save me money if I cut him.
And I mean, it's not like you don't do bad with Mark Sanchez. You can always just go back and re-sign him.
Right? When do they announce who wins the Heisman in real life? 'Cause they announced a ton of other
Probably on some
awards.
gay ass show that
Yeah.
nobody should give a fuck about.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they do a show.
Yeah, they do. It's horrible. I don't know why they ever would do that.
We announced. When is it? Saturday. Turtle said Saturday. Hey, no, the Heisman dinner's on my birthday. Nice. They have a website dedicated to just the Heisman. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ. So Jason White won it in 2003. He's from Oklahoma. I've never heard of him.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly.
And he won Heisman?
Yeah.
Well, who the hell is that?
Like you know all these guys currently: Baker, Lamar, Derrick Henry, Mariota, Winston, Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton, Mark Ingram, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Matt Leinart, Carson Palmer, and you have guys like in there sprinkled in: Troy Smith, Jason White, and Eric Crouch.
Ew, who the hell are these people?
There are some guys who win the Heisman and then just do nothing
Like,
in the
who the hell is
NFL.
Charles Woodson?
Yeah, that's true. He's the last defensive player to do it. Troy Smith was lit in college. Yo, was Charles Woodson the only defensive player to win the Heisman?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit, he was. God
Manti
damn.
Te'o was in the running. I know he was
Yeah,
a few
Teo
years
was
ago.
because he had 7 picks that one year. He also had a fake girlfriend. That's true, he did.
Well, can you really have a fake girlfriend if it's not a real girlfriend? These are the real questions.
Yo, Peyton Manning was runner up to Charles Woodson that year. So was Ryan Leaf was there and Randy Moss. Damn.
And we
What a
know how
freaking
trash Peyton Manning is.
right. Well, stream died to 5 people, so we're gonna go ahead and end this bitch after an hour and 17 minutes. Have a great one.